Hi, this is Rakshita. If you're new here, welcome or welcome back. I think I have been able to uh, deal with the problem of overspending on clothes, also makeup actually, to about like a 60 to 65 good percent. Like I'm not spending that much on clothes. Recently, I did a video on like closet cleanse. I closet cleanse my whole wardrobe because I wanted to get rid of clothes that I'm not actually wearing. And I realized a lot of my clothes, yes, are from H&M, which is not all, a lot though, which is sad. Another thing is, I think over a period of few months, I would say, in fact, this year is when I started seeing actual results in terms of how I'm like dealing with not buying more stuff that I don't need. Okay, let's break this video down into a few buckets. The first one is overspending is a result, specifically on clothes, is a result of wanting something new. Second, it's a coping mechanism specifically for me. Third is I'm probably spending chronically a hell lot of time on Instagram. So I see a lot of new trends or micro trends and I want to hop into it. And third is it's the fastest way for, I don't know, making me feel good about something, or if I'm going through or feeling bad about a situation, blah, blah, blah. I just go online, put the clothing in my cart, and then I feel happy about it. It's more like an instant gratification thing. So I think these are the four reasons my nails look bad. Ignore that. These are the four reasons I feel that were driving the overconsumption in terms of my clothes. And now I want to talk about how I tackled each one of these. The first bucket that I want to talk about is just wanting something new. I went through this phase where I would buy stuff and then would just put it in my wardrobe more like a collector's item instead of actually wearing it. And then I would see something else and I would like it, maybe because it's aesthetically pleasing, looks really pretty, etc. And again, I would just stack it in my wardrobe. Over a period of time, I had so many items and pieces in my wardrobe that were just stacked. In fact, I have pieces that I bought 2 years back that I still haven't worn. I swear I'm not kidding. Be it a dress or something that I found. And I realized that earlier I was collecting statement pieces rather than basics or things that I would actually wear, which I would keep piling up, keep piling up. So basically, essentially, I just have had more recently, which I did clean out, a stack of clothing that I'm not wearing. It's more like I'm just collecting pieces for the way they look instead of actually wanting to wear them. And even if I want to wear them, I wait for the right occasion to wear them, which somehow never comes. Or I feel like after I bought that, I don't feel comfortable wearing it just by itself, or I'm waiting for the right occasion, or I need something else to pair it with. And they eventually just kept. Other reason that I was buying is micro trends or watching stuff on Instagram. If I watch something, or if I were used to watch something and it looked good on a particular model, I'm just buying it for no reason. Something that is trending, those tops with like bows and stuff, let's say, for example. And just like every other thing that was trending, I felt like I needed to have it, but that's not true. Like, that doesn't define your personal style. Third thing is the instant gratification part. I think this is where I fumbled a lot. Now, in terms of instant gratification, if I felt bad or I was just having a sad day, my go-to thing to give me, apart from food, to make me feel good about myself and to also get myself out of that slump or look forward to something, was to buy something. It could be clothing, it could be anything makeup related, just the accessibility of the app on my phone. I go up, I open a Nykaa app, I open H&M, or I open Zara, add to cart, and I've ordered. The instant gratification is one of the reasons that I was impulsively buying clothes. It came to, okay, now I just want to talk about the fact that it came to a point where when I had to pick clothes, I was only picking the ones that I used to wear a lot. Does that make sense? Like, for example, if I have five tops, out of which I find myself on an average picking three tops that I would most likely wear, I would pick up those same ones. I would not really go out of my way to experiment with that. And that's when I realized I am just stacking clothes. And one of the ways that I also got out of this habit was to try and actually work with the pieces that you have. Sometimes you, or like a lot of people would agree with me, that you buy a lot of statement pieces, just how they look based on standalone. themselves, and then you realize you need other stuff to pair it with to make it look good. Like, you need to experiment with your clothes to realize what looks good on you, what doesn't look good on you. And over a period, and this doesn't come by doing it for a week or so, you have to do it for months to figure out what sits comfortably with you. It also depends on what your lifestyle is, what your what your occupation is, what kind of clothes are you wearing, where are you living. Do you live in a city that's like really humid? For example, I live in Mumbai, so wearing clothes which are like uh, I don't know, polyester is something I'm trying to get away from. I'm constantly sweating in polyester, and also given the humid climate. So a lot of factors play into this when you're buying clothes. One of the things that kind of worked for me is the fact that I'm trying to pair my clothes more often with different things and figuring out, okay, can I make an outfit out of this piece which I wouldn't wear otherwise? And you have to kind of push yourself to get out of the comfort zone and try to give a chance to at least every piece, so you know that, okay, is this something that's going to work or not? Another thing is, when I calculated the expenses of how much I'm spending on clothing, not just in terms of money, but also how often I was buying clothes, it was like every month I'm buying clothes. And if every month I'm buying like 3 to 4 pieces of something that I don't need, so basically you have what? And that's just like on a monthly basis. Sometimes I would go all out and just buy dresses and stuff. So if I were to calculate on an average, I'm literally buying around 10 to 12 pieces of clothes a year, like I would say in 6 months on an average, yeah. 10 to 12 pieces on an average, and this does not even include the makeup that you're buying. Makeup is a whole different story. And that's when I realized my wardrobe is filling up that much at a rate, and a lot of things are just going to waste. I'm not wearing it, it's taking up space. I'm spending a hell lot of money. I don't even want to get into how much I would have spent on clothes in a month itself, including the makeup. If I were to calculate it, I let's not get there. It is bad. It is bad. All the money that you could think of saving is just going into clothes, and a lot of clothes are just stacked. Third thing, third thing is the fact that the instant gratification part that I'm talking about, due to this overconsumption of clothes or anything that you're into, you get into this habit of just wanting this instant gratification. And if it's buying clothes for you have no self control. This habit made me realize that I am losing out on control just for for the sake of making myself feel better, because that's the easiest way to do it, instead of sitting it through and just like not scrolling Instagram, not going, and even not forget that. I think one of the best things that helped me is just not even adding things to the cart. I know this sounds very stupid and like, okay, yeah, what difference is that gonna make? I used to have this habit where I used to look at pieces, and I knew that if I'm running low on budget for this current month, I would just add it to the cart and keep, and then for the next month, if it's available, I would just go and buy it. One of the things that also helped me is deleting all the apps from my phone. This is a little bit extreme, but it worked for me. I genuinely do not have Nika, this. I go on my laptop to use it. I do not keep the app on my phone because it's very addictive that way if I have that much of an access, at least through in terms of an app, I feel. So I made it a point that I only use my laptop for purchasing stuff, like from the very recent this thing, so that I don't end up. And also, if I'm just looking through something, I try to avoid the window shopping part online as well. I just only go there if I need something that I'm actually gonna wear. For me, I think as I'm growing older, one of the things that I also realize is I want functionality in my clothes. Clothes without function are not of any help to me, not anymore. Majority of my clothes that I like to wear, at least what I've realized over a period of time, I want them to be functional. I want my pants to have pockets. I want my tops to have pockets. I hate it when I buy pants and they're stitched, and then I try to put my hand in it. There are no pockets. It's stitched. It's just like a design aspect of it. I think, yeah, these are the three things that have helped me. And one thing, I think, out of all the three reasons that I just mentioned, the thing that helped me the most is to figure out your personal style. Like, if you can work on your personal style and figure out, okay, what sticks with me, and just keep away the micro trends and Instagram trends of fashion related things and what is trending. Okay, what are the people wearing on the runway? What are the influencers wearing, etc.? You're pretty much good to go. Like, if you consume content a certain way, Instagram is literally going to throw that in your face to a point where it convinces you to keep going and buying those clothes. And a lot of clothes these days have also like a quality issue problem. Like you wash them like 4 or 5 times and they're already ruined. Like even basics are so bad. You go to buy a white shirt and like after like what 3 4 washes it's already see through. Buying quality clothes that actually serve value in real life, something that you're gonna actually get use of, like I don't need. And also one more thing was one more problem that I dealt with was about repeating outfits. I think this was something that I dealt 2 years back. Of course, I repeat my outfits now way more. That for every other event that I'm going at, why do I need to have a new piece of clothing? Why do I need to have a new dress? Why do I need a new pair of shoes? I don't think as much, but I think, yeah, why do I need a new pair of clothing? That is like, if I'm attending, let's say, 7 events in a span of 2 months, I'm not gonna go and buy 7 dresses. I used to be that person where I was like, okay, I'll get this, I'll get that, and I just stopped. It's not a good practice. The amount of money that drains, the amount of constantly going on the app, scrolling, wasting my time in trying to collect pieces that I'm never gonna wear. And also, there's this value, there's this emotional attachment value that comes with like clothing, which is like you buy a particular piece at a particular place. I feel like online shopping for me has ruined the shopping experience so much. Like it's the more convenience part of it. You won't believe that I don't really go and buy clothes offline anymore, which I kind of miss. Like I really want to get into that also because like buying clothes offline, you have to actually make an effort to go out. Like you know what I mean? Like okay, you're getting dressed, you have to go to the mall, you have to try, which is a lot of hassle. So a lot of people, most of the people will be like, okay, yeah, let's go and online shop. There's this beauty of like going, trying out pieces, seeing, all of that is gone. It's just so convenient. So that convenience part of me has made me so lazy to a point that I would rather just scroll hours on an app to buy clothes rather than go out, like outside. So I also now try to push myself to go outside and buy clothes rather than just sitting at home and trying to get it. Like that's fine, I get it, but I want to inculcate this habit again of trying to go and buy clothes offline, so I'm not really scrolling on the app as much. And also when you buy clothes offline, there's this different sense of satisfaction that you get. Or maybe you buy a particular top from a particular place and then you have this attachment to it that, oh, I bought this top when I went to a particular destination or like a vacation. So there's this emotional value attached to a piece. With online shopping there's none. So I want to get to that point where I don't think like buying clothes should be like a hobby. Buying clothes in 2025 for a majority of people, I think, I'm not saying that excludes me, but I'm trying to really get out of it, and I have gotten out of it because why the hell do I need 15 pairs of trousers, pair of trousers? I don't. But I did have like that many. Like I'm not even wearing all of them. I have even kept my skinny jeans back from the day because I was like, yeah, I personally like skinny jeans, but I'm still collecting things and I literally have no space in my wardrobe. That's why I did the closet cleanse video where I literally dumped out all my clothes, which I was not wearing. So that's the point. Like these are the few things that I had been grappling with, and I feel like that's made a lot of difference. These specifically for buckets in terms of trying to tackle my problem with overconsumption, overspending on things like clothes. And also, as I'm growing older, I would rather want to spend my money on experiences than clothes. Like clothes, yeah, make you feel happy, but it's like, when you buy makeup, you finish a particular product, right? With clothes, it's not that way. Clothes are more durable, at least the ones that are being produced now. They're just more durable, polyester being used and all other fabrics which last you longer. Not all of them, like, yeah, fast fashion, just like in terms of its poor stitching, fabric is shitty that way, but clothes don't tear easily these days. They just don't. They just last you. A polyester shirt you've probably bought what in 2020, 2020 also, that would be still very intact if it's of like even a decent quality. Anyway, so coming back to my point, overconsumption and overspending on clothes, at least for me, is a thing of past because I've been working on it very religiously and trying not to buy things. If you see me wearing this shirt in almost every other video, not because like I don't have shirts to wear, I really like wearing this shirt. I have three in different colors. I wear it on a rotation basis every time I'm at home, but yeah. So this was the video that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, overspending, and also the money that I'm now able to like save by not actually buying clothes is crazy. I'm not gonna get to the amount of how much I was spending, but yeah. So yeah, this was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was more like a rant and also like an understanding of how to help and tackle your overspending problem. So I think I hope that helps. Like you don't really need that many clothes. Maybe you do, but you don't, to be honest. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this, subscribe.